race for second is on. Legia Warsaw has to go to Napoli, and Club Brugge has to go to Midtjylland. If Midtjylland can get a result, it would just about see them through there. Group E, Villarreal and Rapid Wien, Rapid Wien, however that W is pronounced. Both have 12 points. Both are going through to the knockout stage. Victoria Pilsen and Dynamo Minsk have both been eliminated. Villarreal plays Pilsen in the final match, and Rapid Wien hosts Dynamo to see who will win that group. Group F, Portuguese side Braga has advanced with 12 points and is almost assured of winning the group. Marseille, has 9 points and is currently in second place. Slovan Liberec, I guess, is currently in third place with 7 points. Groningen, this is why we don't talk about Europa League much.
Groningen is the former club of Senor Luis Suarez.
Oh, gotta love the Netherlands. They've been eliminated with just 1 point. So Marseille, a 2-point lead over Slovan Liberec.
Obviously, do not have a Luis Suarez in the squad anymore.
That's painfully obvious. Marseille has to go to Slovan Liberec for their final matchup. Group G, Lazio and Saint-Etienne have both advanced. Lazio will win the group. Of note in this group, Dnipropetrovsk, last year's tournament darlings, and they finished second last year in the competition, have been eliminated along with Rosenborg out of this group. So with Sevilla right now in the Champions League and not doing very well, in fact, I think Sevilla might actually get knocked out of Europe completely. And with Dnipro being eliminated here, we will almost assuredly have a new finals in Europa, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Wes, is actually in Switzerland at Basel or Sion.
Correct. Exposition is hosting this year.
Oh, we love Basel Exposition. Group H. A team we neither of us like too much, Wes. Besiktas. They have 9 points in the group, but they have not yet qualified for the knockout phase. Lokomotiv Moscow have 8. Sporting CP have 7. And Skanderbew Korse out of Albania have just 3 points. They've been eliminated, but still all spots up for grabs in Group H as Sporting hosts Besiktas. If they win and Moscow gets a win, Besiktas would be eliminated. In Group I, Basel, they have 10 points. They will advance. Fiorentina have 7. Lech Poznan out of Poland have 5 points, as does Portugal side Belenenses. So they have a chance to get back into it. Fiorentina will be hosting Belenenses in the final. Group J, led right now by Tottenham Hotspur. They have qualified for the knockout stage and are above Anderlecht by 3 points. So it does look likely that Tottenham will win the group. Anderlecht, though, only lead Monaco by 1 point. Qarabag is not officially eliminated yet. They are 3 points back, though, and they'll have to go to Anderlecht to finish this match. Tottenham will be hosting Monaco at White Hart Lane, and of course, Tottenham leads the group on the back of a 1-0 win at Qarabag, Wes, that saw Harry Kane net the winner in the 78th, and this was part of a side that went actually mostly unchanged after the demolition of West Ham in this past weekend. Tottenham only changing a few players out in their defensive unit. Trippier coming on, as well as Ben Davies replacing Kyle Walker and Danny Rose. And there, I believe, was one more change. I think Mason actually starting was a change as well. But other than that, Maurizio Pochettino, Wes, brought a very strong side over to Azerbaijan, going for the win, go ahead and trying to get qualified, not having to worry about the match against Monaco. And even though the Chelsea match kind of showed a little bit of tired legs, I actually think this was the right deal. Go ahead, lock it up now. You have a very easy portion of the schedule coming up in December where you can rest people anyway. That way you also don't really have to go for it hard against Monaco. I think going for the win at Qarabag is going to end up paying off dividends in the long run for Tottenham.
I agree, and I mean, nothing against Qarabag, but we're not exactly looking at Real Madrid number 2 here.
No.
you know, Pochettino had to feel like I can go to Azerbaijan, I can win 1-0.
Yeah.
Let me go get my 3 points, guarantee my passage. Then that is, as you said, then that's kind of off his mind. Tottenham, where we were just talking about Liverpool suddenly finding all this depth. That's something that Tottenham does not have the depth of Liverpool. As almost as seen by the fact that Pochettino did run such a strong team in there against Karabakh. So now with passage guaranteed, he is going to be able to actually experiment now when he goes to Monaco. He's going to be able to play some of the younger guys. He's going to be able to find minutes for some guys that maybe aren't in his regular rotation. And that's actually going to be a big boon for him because that gives them with them being out of the League Cup, which is usually kind of a proving ground for the kids. This almost gives him kind of an extra. You don't want to say it's like an extra scrimmage or anything, but I mean, it's a match that if you lose at the end of the day, you're like, oh well, we lost, no big deal, we're fine.
Yeah, I think this is one where we could see Josh Onama, who came on in the 91st minute, in this match against Karabakh, he could get a start up top or along a wing. Clinton Njai, who came on, as a substitute, could also get a start. Michel Vorm might come on to spell Hugo Lloris. There is some depth there. There is some squad rotation that can happen. But I think Poch just really wanted to go for it, and thankfully everybody came through healthy. Everybody came through fine, and 3 points were had. Eventually, I assume Nabil Bentaleb has to come back at some point. But getting Clinton some more runs, getting Josh some more runs, Tom Carroll got a run. I think that there is some younger guys that could still come. And something that I read in an article today and is true, and we can get to a little bit later. Spurs are kind of ahead of schedule a little bit. Not to draw parallels that people won't understand, but I'm starting to get kind of a Tarboro feeling from this Tottenham team, Wes. I starting to feel like, this team could have a really, really good season, come up just a little bit short because they're maybe just 1 year away. Like, you can see all these young kids, starting to really, play up to their potential a little bit more. And you have to think, you hate to keep saying as a Spurs fan, well, wait till next year. But I mean, really, anything positive, I think, this year is really just a bonus, especially if we can keep bringing in young kids. Son Heung-min is still very young. This is the youngest team in the Premier League on a week-to-week basis. And I think that can only help going forward. I do think we still need to see a little bit of growth from some players, but overall, a good decision and some good growth by Spurs leads to them getting out of the Europa group stage. Yay! There's that.
Yay, Europa. Woo!
Yeah. The good times in Europa.
The big one.
Yeah. Schalke 04, Sparta Prague advance out of Group K. Asteras Tripoli and APOEL were eliminated there. In L, perennial letdown team, Athletic Bilbao. They are advancing, though. They have 12 points. Partizan, I feel like I've said that name a lot. This one out of Serbia, have 9 points right now. And German side, Augsburg, have 6 points. They're trying to catch up. Former Josie Altidore side, AZ Alkmaar, is in last with 3. So take that, Alkmaar. Augsburg will be going to Partizan in the last match to try and scrap their way into the knockout phase. So these last matches will be taking place on December 10th, and that is next week? Yes, next Thursday. So we will be, actually no, I will be talking about that by myself.
Great. Next Thursday. Great.
Yay. Oh, Wes.
Still going to try to watch it, though.
Oh, of course you are. I'm sure it'll be on some bar at sea. That's going to do it for our Europa League coverage. We are going to advance now, chronologically, to the Barclays Premier League, where it was a narrative strewn weekend in the Barclays Premier League, full of good times for all, unless potentially you were an Everton fan, because that's exactly where we're starting. Wes, up the cherries!
Up the cherries. Check that trophy case, Toffees. It's still empty.
Oh, my goodness. And they can't even get a win at Bournemouth. Bournemouth gets a brace from Julian Stanislas. He's
English.
He's good King Stanislas. He gets his brace in the final 10 minutes to erase a 2-0 initial Everton lead and what looked to be a sure winner from Ross Barkley to give the Cherries a well-deserved point against the Toffees as it finished AFC Bournemouth 3, Everton 3. Wes, the most exciting match of the Premier League, I think, this year, especially for the neutrals. One I'm sure you took absolutely no pleasure in, but you made sure to text me right as it was finishing to make sure I had watched, which I confirmed for the positive.
Yeah, I think we both happened to be watching the end of other matches. And then, of course, NBC's coverage, they brought everyone right over to that one. And, wow, the two latest goals scored all season in the Premier League. Yeah. Both scored in the same game.
Of course.
And now the best part to me were the Everton fans who stormed the field.
Yeah.
After they scored the go-ahead, had to be drug off, and then literally seconds after the ensuing kickoff, gave up the equalizer. It was magic.
I kind of feel like that's why there was so much added time, because I believe that initially there was 5 minutes. I think Barkley scored at about 94-30, and then there was the pitch storming. And we waited, and I don't think we actually got started again until about 97 minutes. So, yeah, sorry, Fergie time comes back to haunt Everton. Oh, in the best possible way.
Bournemouth doesn't even know anything about Fergie.
They don't know who's that. They weren't even in the championship when he was around. Speaking of Manchester United, at the KP Stadium, history was made. Jamie Vardy, Jamie Vardy for you non-original gangsters out there.
Jamie Vardy's having a party.
Yes, that's
which, by the way, I randomly do that at work and while driving all day. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's better.
Jamie Vardy, I just assume Jamie Vardy's having a party.
Did you hear? Have you listened to the Men in Blazers for this week yet?
Oh, yes, I did listen to that today.
What's his other favorite phrase? Not.
It's gotta be get fucked.
No, it's like I think it's like start shit, get broke, or something like that.
Basically, let's break it down.
Yeah.
The American phrase happened about 10 years ago when it was start shit, they're gonna be shit. Is basically what he's saying. God, I cannot remember what it was. I was laughing while I was listening to it.
Oh, it's great. But
it was very hard.
Yes, he's proper hard. And he proper hardly beat David De Gea on an assist from Christian Fuchs to break Rude Boy Van Nistelrooy's Premier League scoring streak in the first half. However, one of two United shots on goal on the day happened to be headed by Bastian Schweinsteiger off a corner from Daley Blind. Remember him? To score moments from halftime. Each team had a chance at the end, but each keeper stood strong as it ended Leicester City 1, Manchester United 1. The team we thought would eventually crumble, at least for one more week, West, stays strong, and Jamie Vardy's price tag continues to increase.
Jamie Vardy party. It showed up once again. Was it 12 straight now?
11.
11 straight. Okay, 11 straight. And, I mean, that's just absolutely insane to think about. A guy who 5 years ago was playing for the steel mill team. Yeah. For the steel mill that he happened to work at. I mean that's basically like me playing, rec league softball, and then 5 years later finding myself like pitching in Yankee Stadium or something. Yeah. It can happen. I still hold out the dream at 33.
Yeah.
And completely out of shape. And never good to start with. Anyway, I digress. The opening goal for Vardy was absolutely gorgeous.